Hello and welcome back to more Cycle Storm. This is probably going to be the last video I make on this deck unless I come up with some like new tech. 3 videos per like new deck seems to be legit. But yeah, this is the build. So I went up to 4 Tinder Walls because Tinder Wall, like I was looking back at my last video and every single time I was fizzling, I was like, man, if only I can find another Tinder Wall. And I kept cutting them during sideboarding, which seems like a terrible idea. So we're just playing the full 4 and this card is just always been amazing. You can block early with it, it gives you mana, it fills your graveyard, it's perfect. I added 1 land, so we're playing an effective 11 lands here because land grant, kind of works like a land, because I also realized that this deck is actually a lot more consistent than the black one as far as like going off when you started going off. So the only place we were kind of struggling is the early game. So I'm just trying a bit more lands. You might even want to go up 1 more land, I'm not sure. So, that's something to experiment with. I'm down to 3 chromatic stars, so that actually is pretty low. You need to be a little bit careful of running out of colored mana, so maybe cutting something for another star would be a good idea, but we're starting here. And then that's basically the same main deck. Onto the sideboard, we added Flaring Pain because Prismatic Strands is kind of an issue, so against any deck that could potentially have it, this just means you can win. And something that I think people get confused about is like, winning is not a concern. I've never once gotten to a point where I'm going off and been like, oh man, I can't win. Because with Drannith Stinger, cycling says discard this card to draw a card. So discard is the cost, and then draw is kind of like a trigger after you pay the cost. And when you cycle, Drannith Stinger triggers. So you have all of these triggers. You have a draw, and then you have damage. And you can stack it so that you draw after you do damage. So if you have 0 cards in library, you can add a bunch of cycle triggers, do the damage without drawing cards, and still win the game. So even if you have no cards in library, you can still just ping your opponent to death. So like things like Felden's Cane, I think it's just don't play those cards. They're really, really bad. Winning the game is not a problem with this deck. The only concern you should have is whether or not you can go off. Because that's the point of failure is, if you draw into too much mana, or you run out of cards, or you run out of mana, things like that, that's where the deck fails. Once you have the mana and cards, like once you've drawn like 40 cards in your deck, winning is not a problem. You just play one of these and cycle and win the game. So that rant getting out of the way. Yeah, you don't need to add more win conditions. This deck wins totally fine. Dissenter's Deliverance is still there to kill artifacts, and it cycles. I added 2 Knot of the Bones just for playing against like Burn, because now that we have Tinder Wall, you can go turn 1 Tinder Wall, and then Knot of the Bone is castable. So if you just like cycle, I don't know, even like 4 creatures here, sack a Tinder Wall, you gain 8 life. That can buy you a turn or 2 against mono red, which might be enough. Again, I don't know if this is better than just trying to race. It really depends on how quick their clock is. 2 Tormod's Crypt because I imagine the mirror match is somewhat popular now. So we're doing that. And then 3 Geothermal Crevice for matchups where you want to slow things down a little bit. Things where you want to make land drops. You can cut Cabal Ritual probably for Geothermal Crevice. Then you can just have more lands when you're trying to go off. And this is probably going to be brought in around the same matchups where you bring in Red Blast and Flaring Pain. Against like control decks that aren't killing you that quickly. I don't know my stance on Tron yet. I think Tron, your best bet is just to kill him as fast as possible with like 1 Red Blast. But against Delver, they're going to have more counterspell. So maybe bringing in like the full suite here is where you want to be. And you could even bring in Knot of the Bone against Delver because their clock is not that fast. So that's the deck. We're going to try it out in a league and I'll see you guys there. All right, we're playing against Nivnikov. I'm going to keep this hand. It's pretty hard to mulligan a hand that has 2 lands and Songs of the Damned. And this looks like Tron, so I guess we'll see how good our Tron matchup is. I'm going to lead on, I guess, basic Forest. It doesn't really matter. The gig will be up pretty quickly. Turn 1 Forest without a secondary play is kind of suspicious. Yeah, this is Tron, okay. But we have a lot of cyclers. We probably are going to need 2 Songs of the Damned here. Okay, well, ask and you shall receive, I suppose. Play that, pass turn. We're just going to cycle it end of turn. They impulse, that's cool. The nice thing is they played Tranquil Cove turn 1, so they're not going to hit Tron very quickly. The downside is they have blue mana right away, so they could just hold up like Prohibit or something. And they might also just hit Tron pretty quickly. Yeah, okay. Well, that's cool, that's cool. Cycle this guy. I guess I'm more likely to have cyclers that cycle off green, so we'll use the black mana first. Okay, Chromatic Star is pretty nice. I don't think I can go off this turn, especially not through counter magic. Carabid. So I'm going to main phase cycle this Carabid because I want to hit a land if possible. Drannith Stinger. I guess I also main phase cycle this Drannith Healer. There's our Baron Moor, which I will play. So opponent hits Tron. They have 7-8 mana, so they can go Prism into Dinrova Horror. But I think if they do that, they might just lose. So that's good. If they tap out this turn, they also lose. If they don't do anything, that's kind of good. Drannith Healer. So I have a couple options here. I think we might as well just wait to make it as consistent of a win as possible. So I think I'm just going to play Chromatic Star and pass turn. We're just going to cycle at the end of their turn. Not let them know what's going on. And then go off on our turn, hopefully. Yeah. They can only have like double prohibit. I guess if they have specifically double prohibit, I'm in trouble, but you can only beat so much. This is the turn to go for it, I think. There's our Tinderwall. All right. Cycle you, cycle you. Double Tinderwall is pretty nice. And a Horror. So let's lead out on Tinderwall. Sack this for double red. Crack this for green. There's a land grant. That shows them my hand, which I don't want to do just yet. Let's play a secondary Tinderwall. Sack this for more red. Tap this for black. I guess I can cycle a Drannith Stinger here real quick. Okay, Manamorphose is pretty good. So I'm going to keep the rest of this red mana. We're going to cast Songs of the Damned. Okay, so they unwind, and now I can Songs of the Damned again. I wish I had held control. So they do that. At this point, I can resolve like a bunch of spells in a row. We'll leave the stack over here so you can see what's going on. We're going to add green, green. We're going to do that. We're going to cycle some stuff. Because if I can hit another Songs of the Damned and resolve it, that would be ideal. Metamorphose is pretty good, but we're going to cycle more creatures here. Cabal Ritual. Metamorphose to add more green. Cabal Ritual. So I think we pretty much just win now. There's another Songs of the Damned. Yeah, that's pretty much game over. Reaping the Graves, targeting a bunch of stuff. They just scoop it up. I mean, yeah, what else are they going to do, right? Turns out one counterspell is not enough. So we are on the draw. I think I'm going to cut one Cabal Ritual for a Geothermal Crevice because I think we want to go a little bit slower here. Bring in probably 3 Red Blast. Maybe I'm going to cut another Cabal Ritual here for another Crevice. Although that makes going off pretty slow, but it does increase our mana. So yeah, we'll bring in 2 Crevice, and then we can get rid of some of the awkward cyclers like Horror. And I guess I can maybe cut 1 land grant, or I guess, yeah, maybe I cut a Swamp. That seems okay, because now I effectively have 12 land, triple Red Blast. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's keep this hand. Double land. I think increasing the land count is key here. Opponent has turn 1 Expedition map. Cool, cool. I'm probably just gonna lead out on the Geothermal Crevice here. No really need to do anything, and I kind of want to protect my graveyard a little bit. So opponent's gonna have turn 4 Tron probably. We're just gonna hold up and cycle. They could Expedition map for Bajuka Bog, so we gotta look out for that. Where's this tower? Okay. Yeah, I'm not expecting too much graveyard hate from the Tron deck. Let's go ahead and cycle the Carabid. I cycled wrong, but that's okay. I cycled this guy. There's our land grant. So that tells them what's going on, but we need the land in hand, so that's fine as is. Get forest, play forest. I could actually probably go off like next turn if I want to. So we're just gonna pass turn here, cycle a bunch of stuff at end of turn, and then just get them. And they had no end of turn play either, which is great. And they missed a land drop? Okay, well, I don't know if I need to go off now. I can cycle here. I can cycle here. And do I want to cycle Baron more, or do I just want to play it? I probably just want to play it. Let's cycle this creature. There's a Songs of the Damned. So we want to find a Red Blast. I don't have Red Blast yet. I guess I'm gonna cycle Street Wraith here. If I find Red Blast, I could just go for it right now, which would be pretty nice. There's another Land Grant. So I guess at this point I can cycle Baron more. It's another Tinderwall. Show them my hand. We get a Forest. They can counter one thing. I have triple Red Blast. I think we're gonna wait. We're just gonna play one Tinderwall here. And pass turn. Because finding a Red Blast here would be huge. They still don't hit Tron. Yeah, it's game over, I would imagine. Unless they, I guess if they evoke into Bajuka Bog, that could really hurt. Which would make me regret hitting these Street Wraiths. But right now, I think they're just dead. Okay, that's game over. Let's cycle here. Cycle here. There's our land. One has to discard a hand size? Yeah. Somehow we're more consistent than Tron, who knew? Sack Tinderwall, play Tinderwall, sack Tinderwall, play, I guess sack this, cast one Songs of the Damned, cast Metamorphose to add some green, cast a Land Grant, find nothing, but that adds Storm, which is where we want to be, add some green, using our red, play Chromatic Star, add some green, using our black, I guess, cast a Tinderwall, sack Tinderwall, play another Songs of the Damned, cast Reaping the Graves. And we have quite a bit of mana, so I'm going to prioritize getting back creatures here. So that's Street Wraith, Dranathealer, Mantisaur, Carabid, Deadshot Minotaur. So I think that's all of our creatures that cycle for cards. Except for this one. Because essentially what we're trying to do here is we have the mana, we just need to find a second copy of Reaping the Graves to make sure we can actually go off completely. And we'll start by cycling these dudes, because they're free. Red Blast. Yeah, see, this is kind of, we have like 3 dead draws in our deck. It's not too big of a deal, but it is slightly problematic. There's another Song, so I think as long as we can get to another copy of Reaping the Graves, we should be able to win here. Okay, that's game over. So now I can play Stinger, start cycling random stuff. Always yield. Yeah, this deck is super scary now. I just have to make sure I don't die, right? Like, the one way I lose this is cycling until I just run out of life. Cycle here. Cabal Ritual would have been nice, but it's still not necessary. Like, when your opponent gives you this many turns, I think it's totally fine. We can cast Land Grant, but I actually can't. Let's add some more green. Another Red Blast, Songs of the Damned, Reaping the Graves, getting back a bunch of random stuff. This one's going to prioritize some Tinderwalls because, well, I can, and they're going to scoop it up. Take that, Tron. See you guys next round. Alright, welcome to round 2 against Psychic Viking. Yeah, I'm going to keep this hand. It's got Songs, Tinderwall, Metamorphose, plus Cyclers. Okay, I was scared they were going to play Tireless Tribe. This deck has a pretty bad matchup against Tireless Tribe, and for the sake of protecting my life total, I'm just going to lead off a Tinderwall. I know cycling's like generally better, but this gains me 1 life per turn effectively because I'm not taking damage off Thraben Inspector, which could be pretty useful. Black-white, interesting. Okay, they could take 1 of 2. Discard is actually quite good against this deck. I don't know if I agree with taking Reaping the Graves, but I guess to each their own. Cycle here. Draw land? Okay, well now I agree with taking Reaping the Graves, huh? Now that I have double Songs of the Damned. Although double Songs of the Damned is quite good as far as mana goes. The one thing that could give me is, obviously, Bajuka Bog is my biggest fear here. Because decks like this definitely run some number of Bajuka Bogs. Crack a clue. Alright. There's Land Grant. So they get to see my hand, but that's fine. Well, not super fine, but not the worst thing ever. And we're just gonna hold up double cycle. Because if I hit Reaping the Graves, I can like go off pretty soon. And I don't want to like cycle into a Reaping Graves and then let them castigate it. So they Doomblade this guy. So I guess I can add a double red here. Use that to cycle my dudes. Hope they don't Bajuka Bog me. Okay, they don't have anything. If I draw enough cyclers, I can probably just go for it next turn. I'm down 1 reaping, but I'm also... Ah! That's what I was afraid of. Okay. Now we're a little bit behind. And by a little bit, I mean in trouble. Alright, well, we still have cyclers, so we can just keep going. Cycle this one, cycle this one. There's a Cabal Ritual. I'm going to main phase cycle a Drannith Healer here because there's a lot of good stuff I can hit. Drannith Stinger is one I don't really want getting countered. I think, let's see, I can Chromatic Star, but I actually have to start with a Manamorphose anyway. Let's just pass turn and cycle Drannith Stinger at the end of turn. They crack a clue. They've only done 2 damage to us. Triple Thraben Inspector, sure. If they play a bounce land and return Bajuka Bog, I might be better off just trying to combo off as soon as possible. Because, like, Bajuka Bog, they could have discard and things like that. Take 2. Okay, they don't do anything, so we're going to cycle this, even though it is a precious card in our graveyard. Another Cabal Ritual. And a Horror of the Broken Lands. So, I can generate quite a bit of mana, but my card draw is not so great. So, I think I'm just going to play Chromatic Star and pass turn again. Because me running out of Reaping the Graves, like not hitting one, is a way I just lose, and they're hitting me for 3, which isn't that scary. I just don't want to see another Bajuka Bog. Ugh, okay, well, that'll probably do it. So now I know I should just go for it when I can. They replay it, so I lose all my creatures again. Is there any way I can grab a giant Reaping the Graves here? Probably not. Yeah, I should have just gone for it last turn. Now it's going to be really hard to win. I'm learning how to play this deck. I've never played this matchup before. I think this says more about like the intricacies of each matchup than it does about the deck, because I probably could have gone off next turn. I just didn't remember that they could have scored Core Skyfisher or Bajuka Bog. So I thought the odds of them drawing, you know, 1 extra card there were lower than the odds of me being able to go off that turn. Turns out I was wrong. Actually, okay, well, I did that wrong. I was supposed to cycle a Chromatic Star there to cycle a Monstrous Carabid or a Horror, because I'm actually dying kind of quickly now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down to 8. They don't do anything. Do I think they can kill me at end of turn? I think I'm going to crack this for black and cycle my Monstrous Carabid. Or my Horror, I guess. See, that's why I wanted to cycle there. Or on my turn, because if I hit Land Grant specifically, like, yeah. Okay. Am I dead here? I'm at 8. Gray Merchant does 2. I don't know why they would be playing, I guess Gray Merchant Ephemerate. I don't know what this deck is. I'm not like a grizzled veteran, so I don't know if I'm supposed to go off or if I'm just supposed to go Baron Moore past turn. It feels like Baron Moore is supposed to be cycled. I'm just gonna go for it and see if I can. Famous last words. It's very unlikely that I actually do get there, but that's cool. So we're going to crack this for double red, and we're going to Metamorphose that double red. We're going to add black. Kind of want to just add double black. So I have to cycle Baron Moore because I want to cast Land Grant here. Okay, good. Nothing in hand. Reveal my hand. I only have 2 creatures, but I can get enough mana for Cabal Rituals at least. Grab the last forest in my deck and play it. Then we're up to 6. So I guess I cycle this Monstrous Carabid. No, I guess I could just Metamorphose again. That's a 0 mana thing. Red, black, green. Okay, there's another Songs of the Damned. So I can go Cabal Ritual, cycle Carabid. I need to hit like a bunch of cyclers into Reaping the Graves, basically. That's a cycler. More cyclers. More cyclers, yes. Tinderwall is a creature. I only have 2 draws left, but gotta work with what you got. I can crack this for green. There's a Carabid, so let's crack Tinderwall, play another Cabal Ritual, cycle the Carabid. Cycle, okay, Reaping the Graves. If we hit Reaping the Graves, I think we can still win somehow, but we only have 1 draw step to do it. Reaping the Graves, come on deck. Okay, Baron Moore into Reaping. Alright, if they can't recur Bajuka Bog, I actually can still win next turn somehow. It's actually really unlucky that I didn't hit Reaping the Graves there. That was actually a guaranteed win with triple Songs of the Damned, but gotta do what you gotta do. I guess I was supposed to... Okay, yeah, they get to see the damage here. So them taking Reaping, I doubted it at first, but it was definitely the correct play there. Okay, Traneth Healer. So let's go play the Swamp. I have to go up this turn, so we're gonna sack this, cycle this using red. Alright, concede. That was close. We needed one Reaping, even though we got Bojuka Bogged twice. Like, that was actually kind of crazy. I don't think I really want to sideboard against this opponent, because basically our game plan is to just go off quickly. Although, do we think they're gonna have relics? Because Graveyard Hate is also pretty rough. Maybe I need some amount of Dissenter's Deliverance. And I'm gonna cut one Cabal Ritual because it's pretty awkward with Bojuka Bog, and one Horror of the Broken Lands. Sure, we'll do it like that. All right, we get to be on the play. Let's go first. Yeah, let's keep this. Turn 2 Castigate is still a problem. They could just take out Reaping the Graves again. But there's only so much you can do. And I'm going to play Land Grant right away to minimize the information they get from it. Because they play discard, right? So if they have duress, they're like, I need to get him now. But they might underestimate how quickly we can go off with this deck. They mulligan to 6, which is also good. So we go Swamp, Land Grant, grab a Forest, pass turn. They play a Thraben Inspector. Okay. I will cycle the Imposing Mantisaur, because we're hopefully setting up for a pretty quick kill here. I'm missing like a couple things I would need to draw, because right now if I Cabal Ritual, then I run out of non-black mana, which is not great. And if they're just turn 2 Crack a Clue, I'm okay with that. So we're gonna cycle one guy here. There's a Land Grant. Okay, because I could just cycle a bunch of cards now. Reveal my hand. Play Forest. We're gonna pass turn again. Bojuka Bog doesn't hurt me that much. They haven't shown black mana yet. And I think we're just gonna go off turn 4. Okay, that's not a Bojuka Bog or black mana. And I think at this point we just have to hard commit and just try and force them to go off, because they don't have any mana up. And we're gonna start by cycling this guy. Alright. Come on, deck, give me what I need. Dissenter's Deliverance. I guess I'll keep that just in case I whiff. Tinderwall probably means we just... Yeah, we're fine. Let's just do it. Play Tinderwall. Sacrifice Tinderwall. Cycle a Street Wraith. Cycle a Street Wraith. Pop out my graveyard. Chromatic Star is huge there, so we can go Cabal Ritual. Cycle a Draneth Stinger. So I've hit all my Draneth Stingers, which is not the best situation to be in, but also not the worst. Can cycle the Deadshot Minotaur. Okay, we can Chromatic Star for more green. We need to hit Songs of the Damned. Tinderwall into Manamorphose also works pretty well. Manamorphose, red. I guess I probably need a good amount of black mana. So let's red into green. Reaping the Graves. Chromatic Star is safe here, I think. Do that. Turn this red into green. Or I guess I can decide later, right? I can cast Reaping the Graves here. Targeting Street Wraith. 3. Yeah, let's get double Street Wraith. And then I probably want some number of Tinderwall. And then I need to get my Stingers back in hand just in case I don't go off. And grab a Healer and a Tinderwall. Okay. So let's cycle the Street Wraiths. Those are the most important. We need to hit Songs of the Damned like yesterday. Play Tinderwall, crack it, play Manamorphose off this double red, that double green. Cabal Ritual. So I can go Tinderwall, crack it, Cabal Ritual. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Cycle this. Cycle this. We just need Songs of the Damned really badly. Land Grant. I think I have not played a land yet. Yeah, okay, that's helpful. Cycle this. Cycle Street Wraith. How have we not hit Songs of the Damned yet? We've been through half of our deck. I guess this is 0 mana to add some green. There's a Reaping the Graves. But I can't actually really cast that because I need to hit Songs of the Damned first. So let's cycle this. There we go. Okay. That'll do it. So now I can cycle this. That's game over. Songs of the Damned. There we go. Reaping the Grave, storm count of 14. Yes. Sometimes you just get there, you know? So we get a bunch of things. That. I don't actually really want Straight Wraith. I need 2 Tinderwalls. I can get like, I guess I can get Straight Wraith. They're not going to kill me here. Get some Vantasaurs. I need to get these Drannith healers. Did I get all my Tinderwalls? Need this one. This guy. Sure. I guess Fairy Macabre would get me there, right? So now I go Tinderwall. Add red, Tinderwall, add red, Play Stinger, Play Stinger, Play Stinger. And I kind of want to keep this last mana available in case I draw another Manamorphose. And I don't know. I don't feel too comfortable going down super low here. Cycle the Carabid. Okay, they're just dead. Alright, we did it! That was a turn 4 win with some awkward sideboard. Now we're on the draw. Do I need Flaring Pain? Is that something I need to worry about? Do they have Flaring Pain, Bojuka Bog, and all that? I gotta look up this list. I have no idea what this deck is. I think I'm going to get rid of... They're running Bojuka Bog, so I don't think they're gonna run Sideboard Graveyard Hate. So I've seen Prismatic Strands in some lists, so I'm gonna run 1 Dissenter's Deliverance, 1 Flaring Pain, and just keep it like that. Because, yeah, Deliverance doesn't even help me against Bojuka Bog, but it's kind of in there just as like a... I don't know, maybe they have a relic, but worst case scenario, I can just cycle it away type situation. I'll keep this hand. It's not amazing, but when you're playing against discard, mulliganing aggressively is not where you want to be. I think this might be one of our worst matchups because they have discard that exiles and like just incidental graveyard hate in the main deck, neither of which are good. Duress, yeah, they take a Reaping. They play Basilica. Alright, let's cycle you. There's the songs, okay. I'm gonna cycle because hitting a land here would be great. Okay, double songs is actually kind of nice too. The reason for cycling Vantasaur over Drannith Stinger is we can't really afford to get these exiled from Bojuka Bog. We take song, so we're now a little bit down on our combo. Here we're just gonna play Chromatic Star. Because this would be a very obvious turn for them to just jam Bojuka Bog and like eat all of our creatures. So I can't really let that happen. They're not pressuring me right now. I can just wait and draw cards. Another Castigate takes my second song. So there's only 2 left. That's pretty awkward. Augur of Skulls. Okay. So I guess at this point, let's see. What am I going to discard? There's another songs. Okay. I will cycle 1 Drannith Stinger now. Alright. So they're going to make me discard more. Yeah, I think this is my worst matchup. They did not sacrifice Augur of Skulls. Interesting. Oh gosh. They have Okiba Gek Shinobi. Yep. Alright. Well, you did it. I think I need to go off next turn. So we're going to take the... Let's see. We've been through 15 cards. We essentially need to find a Reaping the Graves pretty soon. I'm going to... crack Chromatic Star for black and cast Songs of the Damned. Right, I'm gonna go Tinderwall, Songs of the Damned. So I'm gonna discard Drannith Stinger and I guess Cabal Ritual. That adds so much mana though. But I have more Cabal Rituals in the deck. Alright, deck. Now's your time to shine. You got 1 turn here. Another Songs of the Damned. Tinderwall. So if I can hit Reaping the Graves pretty soon, we might be able to do it. The other option is blocking here with Tinderwall to buy a turn, but I don't think that does as much as just trying to go off here. So we're going to do this. Manamorphose. Gonna add black, green, I guess. Doesn't really matter. There's a Barrenmore. So let's cycle Drannith Stinger. Cast Songs of the Damned. Cycle this Vantasaur. Cycle this Vantasaur. Play a Swamp. Cycle Barrenmore. Cycle Street Wraith. Crack this for green. Okay, Manamorphose. That green. cycle Dranith Healer using this black mana. Cast Songs of the Damned. This is my last one, so our mana is going to be pretty limited here. Cycle this, hit Reaping the Graves. Ah! Oh man, good game, good game. We tried. I think, considering we got hit by Duress, Castigate, Okiba Gang Shinobi, we did pretty good. I think this is legitimately our worst matchup. Because like they can be proactive with their stuff, whereas Counter Magic is not proactive and we don't really care. Unfortunate, but we'll see you guys next round. Alright, we're playing against Goyas. We're going first. That's a lot of land. He says hello, or they say hello. Thank you. It's a lot of land. I only have one cycler, but guess I'll keep. Because we have Reaping the Graves, Cabal Ritual, like lands, so as long as we continuously draw cyclers, I think we'll be fine. One awkward thing could be if we draw a forest. I don't really want that to happen, but I'm not going to not cycle because there's only 2 forests in my whole deck, so the odds of hitting any one of them off of Drain Sting are so low. And our opponent mulliganed to 6. Alright, let's go forest. I guess I should have led on swamp because that's less obvious what deck I'm playing. Turn 1 forest go kind of tells you what deck I'm playing, I would imagine. That tells me what deck they're playing though. We need to be fast as possible. Reaping the Graves is pretty good. Okay, second Reaping the Graves is not ideal. So we're gonna go Land Grant. And here's where Land Grant shines, right? It's putting cards into, let's just cast another Land Grant. Putting cards into our graveyard for these Cabal Rituals. Now we just need to hit a big string of cycling creatures. Because there is one land that we cannot cycle left in our entire deck. But this is not the draw. This is the draw you would want against a deck that is not Curse of the Pierced Hearting you. This is too many lands. Cycler. I think I actually just have to Manamorphose. We need to go off so quickly, and we need to hit some cyclers here. Is that green, black? Street Wraith. Not what you want to see. But I guess I will in fact cycle it. Another Manamorphose. That's so awkward. I have like infinite Reaping the Graves, but I only have 2 creatures cycled. I think I'm going to run out this second Manamorphose. I need to hit cyclers. They're going to kill me so fast. Okay, cycle you. Cycle you. Okay. It's not where you want to be. Oh boy. Street Wraith is a scary man. The thing is, like, we're not even going to have good Storm for our Reaping the Graves right now. Thermo Alchemist. Yeah. And a Lava Runner. So So I'm going down to 16. They have 3 cards in hand. I think I can cycle this Street Wraith. I don't like it, but I kind of have to. Down to 14. There's a Vantasaur. So right now I just have 1 Cabal Ritual, and it's turn 4. Do I think my opponent can do 14 damage to me? I think I'm just going to go for it. Because this lets me cycle Street Wraiths on my turn, which is probably going to be a huge component of, you know, what I do. I guess I can now Cabal Ritual. I should have actually just Cabal Ritual to begin with. Because now I'm down 1 green mana. Cycle this guy. Does add Storm, I guess. Cycle this. So if I cycle this, I go down to 4 mana. And I can still draw Songs of the Damned off of Street Wraith. Deadshot Minotaur. So I think I'm better off here casting Reaping the Graves, holding up 1 black. Just targeting Street Wraith. Am I? The storm count's so low that I'm spending 3 mana to get a guaranteed 2 cycles, but I could potentially just miss my mana. I think that's fine. We're just gonna get Street Wraith, and hope to hit Songs of the Damned. Yeah, this many lands in our opener is not great. Which is why I've been so adamant that the land count needs to be low, because 4 lands on turn 4 is pretty much a death sentence for this deck. Street Wraith, and I guess Drain Stinger. Cycle you. We have to hit it here. There it is. I guess I was not supposed to get back Drain Stinger, because that actually cost me a mana now. But we can hit another one. Cycle that. Cabal Ritual is huge there. Okay. Reaping the Graves. Now, this is why we went off now, because we can Street Wraith a bunch, and they can only Fire Blast me once. Street Wraith, Stinger, then a bunch of like colorless cyclers. Cycle this, go down to 8, go down to 6. Okay, so I just need to find a chromatic sphere or something like that. Cycle this. We also need to hit another Songs of the Damned. We need to hit a lot. Baron Moore, not great. Come on, deck. Songs of the Damned. Land Grant, I cannot actually cast. I need to hit it right here. Alright, well, I can't afford to play around Fire Blast. And now I die. Man, no Tinder Walls or Songs of the Damned. That's crazy. So let's see if my Draenei Stinger misplay cost me. So I can cycle this. It did cost me. Okay. That's good to know. So what I'm talking about is, when I cast my first Reaping the Graves, I got back a Draenei Stinger that I didn't need to, and that put... sent me a message, but for some reason I can't read it. That put Draenei Stinger in my hand instead of my graveyard. So then when I cast the Songs of the Damned, it gave me 1 less mana. And mana was my bottleneck, not cards. So there are situations where with Reaping the Graves, you just want to target... I wish I could respond to you, but I'm sorry I can't. There are situations with Reaping the Graves you just want to target the things you're getting back and not everything, because then Songs of the Damned gets worse. And that's a situation right there that came up. So I'm just trying to highlight like play patterns, because this deck is actually very hard to play optimally. I can't respond to you. Why is Magic Online so bad in that aspect? They're playing mono red. I can bring in some Gnaw to the Bones, but I guess with Tinderwall, Gnaw to the Bone is kind of good. And we can cut 1 Street Wraith, 1 Horror. I like yours decks. Play with Abzan Soul Cistern sometimes. Thank you. Yeah, Abzan Soul Sister is like a very special place in my heart. It's unfortunate to lose that game to a punt, but it's part of life. Well, we do have Gnaw to the Bone, so it's hard to mulligan this one. And they're gonna know it's coming because we're gonna land grant, but not a whole lot I can do about that. Yep, Forest, land grant, Forest, go. We're hoping no Relic turn 1. Turn 1 Relic would be... ugh. I can work with Riftbolt. Cycle you. There's our Tinderwall. Okay, I mean this is basically the setup we wanted, right? I can go Forest, Chromatic Star. I cannot cycle the Carabid, and I don't really want to expose Tinderwall to Riftbolt. Lava Spike, sure. At 14? They can put me to 11. It's possible they can kill me, so I think given that, I'm actually going to sack this for black because I have Metamorphose and just cycle this Carabid. Because we just want to get more cards into my graveyard. Alright, here we're just going to play Tinderwall. That way if they kill us, we can sack this in response and gain a bunch of life. They might bolt the Tinderwall. Okay, bolt face. Seems legit. I'm down to 11. That's low. Searing Blaze my Tinderwall? Oh man. You hate to see it happen. So I go to 8. I mean, Gnaw to the Bone gains me 6. And I can always flash it back, so let's do that. I go down to 14. They have 3 cards in hand. Interesting that they kept in Searing Blaze, because the odds of them getting targets are actually like very low. I don't think I'm going to die this turn. I'm at 14. So we can just cycle a Draenei Healer. I guess maybe I should have main phased that, because hitting Baron more. Yeah, this deck's really hard to play. That was not a sentence, but this deck is very hard to play. Because, yeah, I wanted to cycle Draenei Healer because Baron more specifically. If I drew it and played it, would help my mana a lot. A lot of monstrous Carabids. Okay, there's a swamp. I'm at 13, I'm at a virtual 12. Opponent has 3 cards in hand and they missed a land drop. So I think I can actually just go for it, and if I whiff, I can just flash back Gnaw to the Bone, and that's fine. I have 7 cards in graveyard, so I can Cabal Ritual. Cycle this. Cycle this. Land Grant? Sure. The Forest. Cannot play the Forest because I played the Swamp. We can Metamorphose. Get green. Chromatic Star is pretty nice. I'm actually going to cycle this Deadshot Minotaur. I actually cannot cast this land grant, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 creatures. It's not ideal. Let's Metamorphose here. That double green. Hitting a Tinderwall here would be awesome. Oh, Reaping the Graves is actually pretty good too. Alright, I can work with this. Let's go Songs. Chromatic Star for more green. Storm count is 6, so let's Reaping the Graves. I could make a kind of crazy play here that might just be better, which is flashback Gnaw to the Bone and gain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 life, and then just wait until I draw more Songs of the Damned. I only have 1 Tinderwall. I think I can go off from here. I think I can. I'm gonna cycle this and this. Give me a Tinderwall. Okay, yeah, that's good. Reaping the Graves, getting back. Definitely Tinderwall, and I also want the Stingers. I'm gonna use none of the green. Stinger, Stinger, Tinderwall, Carabid, Carabid. Is this the situation where I just want to under target, just in case? I don't think so. We're gonna go deep. Healer, Minotaur, and then I'll under target by 1 or 2, I guess. Or 3, I don't know. I basically, because I need to hit Songs of the Damned to be able to go off. But if I whiff, I don't want to have like a handful of creatures and not be able to Gnaw to the Bone properly. Like this for double red. Could also just jam double Dranith Stinger, but I think I'm better off just cycling some stuff. Street Wraith is a little bit scary, but we'll do it. There's another Reaping the Graves. Cycle the Carabid. Oh, more Gnaw to the Bone. Okay, that makes me feel relatively safe now. I can cycle this. Cycle this. If I get too short, I'm just going to... I think I want double green here, yeah. I'm just going to cast Gnaw to the Bone. Tinderwall, that's pretty nice. Sack Tinderwall, so I get another cycle now with Deadshot Minotaur. Alright, I'm just going to Gnaw to the Bone. I'm up to 31 life, and I can gain a ton of life in the coming turns if they don't have Graveyard Hate. And then we could just, like, wait, draw Songs of the Damned, Reaping the Graves, and kill them. Sure. There's another Tinderwall, so I could just double cast a Dranith Stinger here. I think I'm gonna wait. We're just gonna gain a bunch of life. Go up to 47, because I want to maximize my storm count for Reaping the Graves. Because I will deck first. That's kind of a given. These land grants, man, are not doing it. Cast another one. 66 life. Alright. I can feel pretty safe being at 66 life. Okay, Gnaw to the Bone is good against them, because now I can just rebuild. 1 Songs of the Damned and it's over. Cabal Ritual is probably good enough too, so let's just go for it. Let's play Tinderwall. Double black for Cabal Ritual. Sack this for double red. Then we're gonna cast Dranith Stinger. Dranith Stinger. Then we're gonna play Reaping the Graves, targeting Tinderwall. They can kill my Dranith Stingers in response, but oh no, opponent, you want to let me hit my Reaping the Graves targets? No, 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 opponent. No, opponent, no! They learned the hard way. Don't do this, people. Get Dranith Stinger, Dranith Stinger. I could just cast both of them. So at this point, I kind of want to just hard cast a Street Wraith next turn. So we're going to get that and then some healers. Play Tinderwall. I guess I have to wait a turn here. Oh, I should not have played that actually. Yeah, Tinderwall is how I'm going to cast the Dranith Stingers, but I thought I had 4 mana and I don't. So I should have kept that in hand because now they can bolt my Tinderwall. Turns out I'm a genius and I can block with it. Take 1. Now we're just playing like full-on sketchy deck mode where we're just like casting random stuff because we can. Cast this using a single red. Cast this using a single red. Go ahead. I guess I can cycle, right? They take 2. Alright, we're just gonna wait. If they kill both Dranith Stingers, I think I've only used 2 Reaping the Graves, so the storm count will be pretty nice. Thermo Alchemist, sure. I respect the opponent for playing this out. Against an opponent with 64 life, I will in fact take 2 damage. We're gonna cycle you. I'll cycle a Baron Moore, sure. That's like the best Baron Moore has ever been. Alright, we have double Street Wraith. Maybe I just cast it, I don't know. Or maybe I just cycle them. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna cycle these guys. Cycle that. I'm gonna cycle this one. Because if I hit Reaping the Graves, then I can just definitely kill them. Or... oh, that's a good one to just cast. Play Songs of the Damned. Get like infinite mana. They Fire Blast a Stinger. They have no cards in hand. I think I can cycle this. Drannith Healer, I can cycle that. Deadshot Minotaur, I can cycle that. And I want to keep this green. So they powered up my Songs of the Damned, thankfully. We can Metamorphose to get double green. Chromatic Star seems pretty good. I'm going to cycle this just to get more information, because there's a bunch of Reaping the Graves just hiding out in our deck. Metamorphose. This one's going to add red-green, just in case I draw another Stinger. Although I guess I would just cycle it. Yeah, I think I'm just going to cycle it. Okay, well... we might somehow whiff, but that seems super unlikely here. Okay. Cycle Baron Moore, and then they die. Cycle this. Okay. There was like 2 Reaping the Graves in the bottom 10. Yeah, our bottom cards were pretty good. And so for those watching, like, that's why I'm never concerned about winning. They killed my Drannith Stingers. I got them back. Even if they had not done it before Reaping the Graves triggered, I don't think it's like that big of a concern, really. Kind of like the failsafe of Horror, but I think this main deck configuration is good enough. Oh wow, I think this hand is a mulligan. It doesn't have any combo pieces and it has effectively 4 lands. Yeah, this hand is better. I can get rid of... hard to decide what to get rid of, really. Street Wraith is awkward, but also kind of necessary. Because Street Wraith is what lets me go off, like, really early. It's also free with Reaping the Graves. Or not Reaping the Graves, that other card. The one that gains life. I'm gonna keep this. My opponent mulliganed. I could get rid of double Cabal Ritual. But that really helps you go off when you are going off. Metamorphose, double Cabal Ritual. I guess I'm gonna bottom a Drannith. No, we'll just bottom this Drannith Healer. I think essentially in this matchup I'm just gonna try and go off quickly. Please don't be Relic. Okay. I can handle the turn 1 Lava Runner. And Baron Moore is also pretty good. I'm just gonna play that. This looks like a 1-land hand from the opponent. Yeah. Which is, I think, pretty good for me because while they have all this burn potential, they're not gonna be able to unleash it fast enough to actually kill me too quickly, I hope. I'm gonna cycle Drannith Healer here. Draw another Forest. Okay. We need to hit some cyclers. I am very, very tempted to run out this Street Wraith if my opponent misses a land drop, because I just need to cycle as often as possible. Don't hit a land, don't hit a land, please! Yes, alright. We can race the anemic draw from burn, that's for sure. So I'm gonna cycle Street Wraith, go down to 11. Let me think about this. Bolt, Bolt, that is 8. So if their hand is Bolt, Bolt, Fire Blast, and they draw a land, they could 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I go to 12. So their nut draw can't kill me unless I cycle a Street Wraith. But they would need to draw a land to do that. I think I'm gonna go for it. Because I also just have, there's a chance I just go off next turn, right? I do that, I cycle this. There's Reaping the Graves. Maybe I just go for it. Forest. Alright, what is my risk? I can land grant. What is my risk here? Land grant, Metamorphose, Metamorphose, Cabal Ritual, Cabal Ritual. Or I wait 1 turn and I die to land, Bolt, Bolt, Fire Blast. Is that the only thing I die to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I go to 3. I'm gonna risk it. The odds of them hitting an untapped land are pretty low. And the odds of them having Bolt, Bolt, Fire Blast are kind of high, but... skewer the critics. Alright, I'm down to 6. And they cannot Fire Blast me. So let's Metamorphose. Because I want to hit some cyclers here. Let's add black. Black? Should have done that last turn, I guess. Alright, that's just going to be done. I could just cast Gnaw to the Bone here, gain 6, go up to 12, but then I'm still just dead to the nut draw. So I think we're just gonna go off. We're gonna land grant here, show them my hand, get a forest, play the forest. I have 5 cards in graveyard, so we can Manamorphose to make that 6 cards in graveyard. Black, green, Tinderwall, Street Wraith. They can't Fire Blast me, perfect. Ball Ritual, because now I have Threshold. Cabal Ritual. Manamorphose. And add double green. Cycle the Carabid. Cycle the Stinger. Cycle the Carabid. I don't much care for Barrenmore, so I'm gonna Chromatic Star for some more green, I guess. And we needed a Songs of the Damned at some point. Another Reaping the Graves. I'm gonna cycle this Barrenmore, I think. Land grant. Guess my failsafe is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, we'll just Gnaw to the Bone. I can't double cast it. I only go to 18, which is actually kind of low and scary, but I can then flash it back, and then if I hit Songs of the Damned at some point, I can just go off from there. And obviously drawing Cyclers is like the dream here. They hit their land a little bit too late too. Alright, deck, give me a stream of Cyclers. Or a Tinderwall. Alright, I'm just gonna play that. Pass turn. I'm playing that, I guess I get less Storm, so maybe I should have not played it, but I have double Reaping the Grave, so it's not that bad. Oh, well if they're gonna do that, I can just use this to cast this thing. I'm at 29. I have 4 minutes left, so I guess they're trying to time me out, so we'll play quick. I can win very quickly here. Down to 24, they have 3 cards in hand. I'm just gonna play the Swamp, pass turn. I have not used a single Reaping the Graves. Chain Lightning me, sure. Down to 19, cycle this. Double Land Grant. I can wait. I'm at 19. I just need 1 Songs of the Damned, and then I win. I've been through half my deck. I have no response, so I'll F6. I'm at 16. I mean, this is actually getting kind of scary. I keep F6ing, I don't know why it lets me have stops during attackers. I just don't care. 14 down to 11. I might just have to try and go for it next turn. Songs of the Damned. That's probably just good enough. Find nothing. Find nothing. Reaping the Graves. Targeting Tinderwall. Vantasaur. Stinger. Stinger. Play Tinderwall. Sack Tinderwall. Cycle this. There we go. Cycle this. Songs of the Damned just gains like a ton of life. Actually, not that much. Actually, not that much. Reaping the Graves, getting back Stinger and such. We have 3 minutes. We can do this. Tinderwall, Vantasaur, Street Wraith, Healer, Carabid. Alright, let's play Tinderwall. Sacrifice the Tinderwall. I just need to find another Songs of the Damned. So I will cycle Street Wraith here. Another Tinderwall is good, but I need to actually be able to cast it. See, we drew everything in such an awkward order here. Go down to 10? I don't think they could do 10 here. Okay, cycle. I just needed another Songs. Okay, there we go. Cycle. Cycle, go down to 8. They can't do 8, but they can do a little bit more soon. Cycle this because I have a black mana for another Songs. Okay, cast Songs. Cycle this. Cast Cabal Ritual. Cast another Songs. Then we can Reaping the Graves for all those creatures back. Eventually hit a Chromatic Star, maybe. You. I guess Street Wraith at this point. Get our Stingers. Let's go ahead and cast Stinger. Cast Stinger. They want to kill this one in response. Okay, they don't, so we can start cycling now. I think we might actually be able to do it here. Draw. Reaping the Graves doesn't matter. We have enough mana to kill them. Cycle. I think I might do it. Cycle. No point in doing anything besides just cycling creatures. Songs. Doesn't really add that much mana, but sure. Cycle. Cast. Cycle. Okay, that will do it. That puts him down to 6. Ugh, that would have been so good. I'm gonna Reaping the Graves, just getting these back. The storm count might kill me, but if I fail, I could just like infinite target the same thing. Fire Blast that. Alright, now we're just gonna cycle straight rates and kill them. I'm down to 4, but they can't actually Fire Blast me. We did it! With a minute on the clock. Whew, that was close. So, that was really, really crazy. I don't know why the chat doesn't show up, but good game, Goyas. I'm sorry I played slow. This deck is more challenging than it appears. Okay, what's our record right now? This is the quest for the winning record. Alright, see you guys there. Alright, we're here for round 3 against Tryhard Mole. This hand's a mulligan, unfortunately. This hand's good. I like this hand a lot. I kind of want to just get rid of Cabal Ritual, but I also am kind of tempted to just get rid of Songs of the Damned, because hitting in early songs is not that great. Like, you want to wait to draw them, so I'm actually just going to put that in my deck. It sounds weird, but you want, like, if Songs of the Damned, let's say it adds 5 mana when you're going off, that's about as good as Cabal Ritual. But where Songs of the Damned shines is if you draw it later on when you're going off. And I will just show them what's up. Yeah, because Songs of the Damned later on can add like 15 mana. So I'd rather have 4, because we got a shuffle with Land Grant, I'd rather just have 4 Songs of the Damned throughout my deck and draw into more cyclers early than anything else. Ooh, okay. Is this some kind of cycling unearthed deck thing? I don't think I've ever seen... the combo I would imagine is you cycle a Striped Riverwinder and then you unearth it. This also could just be like a strange variant of Delver. There's a Metamorphose. Play that, pass turn. Thing is, Striped Riverwinder does not kill very quickly. Interesting. Mono blue. I don't know if you really brainstorm before or after Ash Barrensing, but you do you. Unless they have Ash Barrens on their upkeep. They do not. Okay, that sequencing is kind of weird. What, it does nothing. I can work with this. We're going to cycle all of our non-Drana Stinger creatures. And I don't feel any rush to go off here. I can even show them my hand. That doesn't really tell them too much information. Like, I have rituals and cyclers. That's great. It also might lull them into a false sense of security. Like, maybe I'm not going off here. I'm not going off this turn, but like as soon as they tap out, we're going. Hot Scour, sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing they're going to play some type of Gurmag Angler. Careful Study, okay. Well, maybe I regret putting Songs of the Damned on the bottom. Chainer's Edict Disfigure. Okay, well, we're going to cycle a bunch. Cycle there. Another Tinderwall is pretty good. Cycle here. That's way too many Metamorphos, though. Chromatic Star. So they can only have one counterspell up here. I have double Tinderwall with a bunch of Metamorphos. I think this is probably a good time to go off. I don't know what counter magic they could have here, really. Sack this. We're gonna Metamorphose both of that into green. Okay, Tinderwall. Yeah, let's just keep trying here. Metamorphose that into green-black, because now I want double black here. Oh, no I don't. Yeah, I do. Another Tinderwall. So I only have 2 draw steps now to hit a Reaping the Graves. Metamorphose one more time here. Just get double green. Cycle this guy. It's a lot of mana, but I only have 1 draw left. If I can do it, it's going to be good. So let's... It's got to be Reaping the Graves, though. Let's Chromatic Star. Crack this for green. Really making us sweat here. So I can cycle the Vantasaur, but then I'm out of mana. So I might have to run out 1 Cabal Ritual. Alright. I'll bite. I think this is still my best shot at going off. Oh, they have main deck Dispel. Alright, well, given that, we can just wait. They probably have more dispels. So we used a lot of Manamorphose, so our colored mana situation is going to be awkward for the rest of the game, but opponent missed a land drop. There's our Songs of the Damned. There's a Forest. Okay. How are we this deep without a Reaping the Graves? That's the real question. There is one more dead draw left in our entire deck, which is basic Swamp. The other land cycles, and I guess there's no need to main phase my Draenei Stinger cycles, because I'm not going to go off in the face of double island here. A Careful Study. Okay, so they are just some type of Reanimator thing. Oh, Exhum's actually so bad. I just realized. That's really funny. Cycle. Okay, Chromatic Star is good. Street Wraith is also pretty good. So I'm going to save Chromatic Star. We're just going to pass turn. Opponent's down to 4 cards in hand because they've cast a bunch of Careful Study. I could also just try and resolve a Street Wraith. We're going to cycle 1. Cycle this. Manamorphose. Okay, I'm gonna wait. We just want to make sure we have like enough things to go off. I still haven't hit a Reaping the Graves, and that's where things get like pretty important for us. They have a main deck Nihil Spellbound. Okay. I think they want to crack it right away. There's another Songs of the Damned. Well, they have Nihil Spellbound, so we're just gonna go for it. I have a good number of card draw here. So let's do that. I'm going to cast a Cabal Ritual here. Because I need my colored mana. Because I'm going to need more black. So let's play Chromatic Star. Then I Cabal Ritual. Then I sack this. Then I Cabal Ritual. And then I'm out of stuff. So let's just play Cabal Ritual. So they crack that. Now we're going to sacrifice Tinderwall and cast a Manamorphose. Okay. I mean, I guess that's not just game, but it pretty much is. Yeah, I didn't know they had Nihil Spellbomb in their main deck. Let's go Cabal Ritual into... I mean, I guess I can still cycle the Street Wraith, right? Cycle this guy. 3 cards in graveyard, cycle Barrenmoor. Cycle a Deadshot. Cycle a Street Wraith. Play Songs of the Damned. If they counter this, then we're in a lot of trouble, but... Okay, so they counter that. Still not the end of the world. I think I can still legitimately win this game. How many Songs of the Damned have gone? I think just 1. Yeah, I've only lost 1 Songs of the Damned. We just need to hit a Reaping the Graves. I mean, we're through 40 cards and I haven't seen a single Reaping the Graves, which is kind of, some would say, unfortunate. There we go. Cabal Ritual. Let it resolve. Muddle the Mixture. They have so much counter magic. They have 1 card in hand though. Exhume, Chainer's Edict. So if we play 1 creature, we can kind of just get there. But they have no cards in hand, right? I'm about to get back and cast like... Come on! No! That was your last card? Oh god, that sucks. I actually was gonna win, I think. I think I legitimately was gonna win if their last card was not Nihil Spellbomb. Because I was gonna go Songs of the Damned, Reaping the Graves, get back my graveyard, play like 2 Street Wraiths and something like a Deadshot Minotaur or something. We probably could have just kept going off too. I think I legitimately could have won if they didn't have double thing there. So this is one of those matchups that we want to play slow. No Cabal Ritual. We're gonna bring in all the red blasts. Tormod's Crypt is actually kind of funny. I don't think it's that great. And instead of, I think we bring in crevices instead of some swamps. And then because of that, I'm gonna get rid of the 2, well, I actually kind of like Horror of the Broken Lands as a win condition. So we're gonna get rid of 1 of these and, no, I'm not gonna cast a Horror of the Broken Lands. So I have 4 red blasts, a bunch of geothermal crevice. Sure, we're gonna try this. And we're just gonna have to cycle a bit slower, keep cards in hand, try and play it a bit safe. So now they know we have red blast. That was so unfortunate. Yeah, we're gonna lead with Barrenmore and just jam a land grant while they can't counter it, because them countering land grant would be kind of rough. Go ahead. Turn 1 Nihil Spellbomb, sure. I guess I was supposed to do... Yeah, I was supposed to bring an artifact hate for that, wasn't I? That's unfortunate. Let's play some Chromatic Stars. We can fight through this, but it's going to be very, very challenging. I was supposed to bring in Dissenter's Deliverance to deal with Nihil Spellbomb. I saw them in the main deck too, and I just didn't think of it. It makes sense why they have Nihil Spellbomb main deck now that I think about it, because they're running Exhume. Double Spellbomb, you say. Triple Red Blast, you say. Oh god. Alright. I think I sideboarded wrong. I think I was supposed to bring in Relic, although double Spellbomb is pretty extreme. There's another dead shot. I could just keep passing turn here. This is gonna be tough. This is gonna be very tough. Thought Scour themselves, sure. Okay, well they got rid of one. So they have 4 Spellbombs and just infinite counter magic here. Striped Riverwinder. So they're just gonna cast a Gurmag Angler probably. Oh, and Ulamog's Crusher, okay. Well actually this might work out. They're gonna duress and take a Red Blast, sure. Just play Gurmag. Man, Gurmag is a problem. Yeah. Phantasaur. Well, we kind of want to hit a land, so I'm gonna cycle this Deadshot Minotaur. It's like we brought in all these lands for a reason. Although I guess by all these lands I mean we went up to like 14 land in deck. We've hit 2, so it's hard to complain really. I don't think I can beat double Spellbomb with counter magic backup though. They cycle there. Do you think they even brought in Exhume? I'm gonna cycle this Phantasaur. There's our Tinderwall. There's another Tinderwall. So I'm gonna play 1. Now I have Red Blast up at least. I don't know. We're just gonna die to Gurmag Angler. That's what's gonna happen. I wonder if I'm supposed to bring in some sort of like mass artifact destruction. Let's play a second Tinderwall. The awkward thing is I still have not seen a single one of the lands that I brought in, and Cabal Ritual would have been much better. So maybe lands is not where you want to be with sideboarding. I can chump block, but that's kind of bad, I think. We're gonna cycle here. Chromatic Star. So now I think I need to chump block. Yeah, it's getting kind of bad. There's no way I can really go for it, I don't think, because I have double Spellbomb plus probably a bunch of counter magic up. So what do? I don't think it's unwinnable, I just think it's very hard. I think I'm gonna crack a Chromatic Star here. Alright, not exactly what you want to see, but I could just play another Chromatic Star, chump block with a Tinderwall, and somehow try and go for it next turn. Block here. Yeah, Tinderwall does everything, man. That's some red. It only does 2 damage, right? Yeah. I guess I shouldn't have done that, but it doesn't really matter. No way. Are they gonna crack one? Or are they just gonna cast another? Not what I wanted to see. I was hoping they were gonna crack Nihil Spellbomb. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I can cycle 1 more creature. Alright, so we are super dead unless we can resolve a Songs of the Damned. I got rid of all my Cabal Rituals for some reason, so I just have like 3 or 4 lands just sitting in my deck. So don't do that. Not against counter magic, it's fine. Against Graveyard Hate, it's not good. So I can cast Songs of the Damned. See if they let that resolve. There's almost no way they do. They Dispel, so we sack Tinderwall, we Red Blast their Dispel. So I need to hit like basically triple Songs of the Damned here. So they crack Nihil Spellbomb. I'm going to crack this for black. We're building up quite the stack here. We draw Manamorphose. So I'm gonna Manamorphose. This is gonna have green black. Oh no, muddle the mixture of my Manamorphose? Alright. They had it, I guess. And we just die. Because my graveyard goes away. Oh wait! I can cycle into a bunch of Street Wraiths. Yeah! Down to 1. 1 life is kind of scary. So they can just crack Spellbomb and just straight up kill me, but I think I get a land drop here. Oh, we fought the good fight. Play a forest. Crack this for black. The problem is I don't have any street rates anymore. Yeah, alright. Good game. See you guys next round. Alright. Let's focus. We have to mulligan. A little unfortunate, but part of the deck. We will keep this hand. It's pretty good. And I'm gonna get rid of the duplicate Tinderwall. They're good, but I already have a Songs of the Damned in hand. So they're not like the greatest thing ever. Playing against blue. Probably Delver. Delver's a rough matchup, but it gets pretty good post sideboard, I think. I've never actually done it. I think we're just gonna cycle this Baron more. I don't need 3 lands. This deck wants exactly 2 lands every time. Swamp. It's not Delver. It could be blue-black. Okay, let's cycle Baron more so they don't know what deck we're playing. I can even play a Swamp so it's even less clear. I could be playing mono-black control. Because if they tap out too early, I could just kill them, but now the gig's gonna be up. Now they're gonna know what we're doing. I was just hoping they would play a spell there, and then there's like a small chance I can go off turn 3. That's a pretty scary hand. Alright, let's pass turn. I'm missing a cycler. Yeah, we've drawn effectively 4 lands here. That's not where you want to be. Suffocating Fumes in the main deck? I guess that's pretty good. It's like an Electricity you can cycle. So you can just put it in your deck at really no cost. Unfortunately, I have no cycling, which I don't like. Dude! That's so many lands! Alright, go. How are we flooding with this deck? I have drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, effectively 6 out of 10 lands. Alright. Tragic Lesson. Okay, so we might be in trouble. I think I'm actually just gonna Reaping the Graves my 2 dudes back. My hand's that bad. Kind of makes me wish I had cast my land grant, but I just need cyclers. Ogre of Bolasa. They only have 1 counter spell. That being said, I only have 0 creatures in my graveyard right now. Did they whiff? They did. Okay. Cycle. Okay. Now we got a flow. I probably should have done that sooner. We're just gonna end up cycling this Baron more. We have so many lands. Cycle. I really do want to save land grant for the storm count, but I guess I have to cycle Baron more first. Yeah, I don't really want to discard the hand size here, so they can see what's going on, which is a little bit awkward, but I was gonna do that next turn anyway. Whoa! Wait, what? Opponent? What? How many creatures in my graveyard? 1, 2. That was ridiculous. I have not seen a single chromatic star. I can probably go off here. They saw my hand! That's the crazy thing. Sack this. Cycle this. Cycle this. They countered that card. I don't know what to say. That gave me the storm count I needed too. There's another Songs of the Damned. Alright, I mean, kind of doing it. There's our land grant, so we get our land anyway. Get a forest, play forest, and that green man is going to be very necessary here. So I can play another Songs of the Damned. I showed them my hand. I don't know. It's cool though. We all make mistakes. I'm going to save this Songs of the Damned. So we're getting Tinderwall, and then just kind of everything. Play Tinderwall. I've not seen a single Manamorphose yet, I don't think, which is kind of weird, but we'll get there. We're going to cycle everything, then we're going to play another Songs. It's another land grant, which I don't need currently. It's okay. I have really flooded hard in this matchup, which is kind of strange. Wait, why didn't I get my Tinderwall? Did I not target? Oh no, that's a problem. I really wanted to target Tinderwall there. Cycle the Vantasaur. I guess Deadshot Minotaur is harder to cycle, so I might as well do that. And I can Songs of the Damned. And yeah, not targeting Tinderwall there might cost me. I don't think it will, but you never know. Cycle this guy. So I've used 3 out of 4 Songs of the Damned. Yikes. Alright, cycle this. Cycle this. Yeah, I think not targeting Tinderwall might cost me the game. Ugh. Okay. Continue cycling. Oh, there's another Songs of the Damned? Alright, well, in that case... Okay, never mind. I mean, I guess it's like somewhat likely that I hit Songs of the Damned, but that's kind of crazy. Dragon Stinger, Horror, Metamorphose to add more green. Please give me a Tinderwall. Street Wraith, sure. There we go. Just the card we wanted to see. Then we Songs, and then it's game over. Oh, I guess I can do this, right? Land Grant. Land Grant. Reaping the Graves, getting this. So we're getting Tinderwalls and Street Wraiths and Stingers. Tinderwall. So I got all my Stingers. I got my Tinderwalls. Alright, then I could just get kind of whatever. This, 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 this. I get my entire graveyard. Opponent countered my land grant. I don't want to shame the opponent, but it's just funny. Tinderwall, sack this, find our other Tinderwall, sack this, cast, 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 cast. Start cycling, snuff out. That doesn't really matter. They paid 4 life to prevent damage. I mean, yeah, you do what you do you. If they've double snuff out, sure. Triple snuff out would be impressive. Okay. At this point, I could just cycle and kill them. It doesn't really matter. Because they paid 8 life. Cabal Ritual. Cycle. Cycle. I could actually hardcast that. Cannot play Tinderwall, but they're just dead. That was a little bit of a lucky draw sequence. But, I mean, this is what this deck does, right? Okay, so they have Snuff Out I don't care about. Suffocating Fumes I don't care about. We just care about Red Blasts on counter magic and them having like relics. So I think this is the matchup where I bring in 2 Crevice for 2 Cabal Ritual, because Crevice help you cast Red Blast. Then we cut a Swamp and we cut Horror of the Broken Lands for Red Blast, and then I bring in a Dissenter's Deliverance instead of 1 Deadshot Minotaur. Just Dissenter's Deliverance is basically there as a failsafe. And I bring in 3 Red Blasts because, again, the main way that we win this matchup is just speed. So we don't want to slow our deck down too much and have 4 in our deck. 4 is probably better against a deck like Mono Blue Delver where they have Spell Stutter Sprite and stuff. Doomblade Snuff Out doesn't do anything to us. Yeah, we'll keep. Land Grant might just end up being a 0 mana Duress. Ooh, Street Wraith is so good. So, depending on what we see, I might want to be a bit conservative with my cycling, just in case they sided in Bajuka Bog or have like relics and things like that. On the flip side, I kind of want to just kill them as fast as humanly possible. I think if they have a relic or spellbomb, they cast it here. Spreading Seas. I guess that doesn't hurt them too much. Sure. Get that blue mana. We draw Forest. I don't really want to let them know that I can land grant. And if they counter land grant, maybe that is a little bit problematic, but it does give me Storm the turn I'm going off, so I'm gonna wait. Because if they Spreading Seas my other forest, I probably do want to save land grant so that I can get green mana. How do they preordain? They put 1 card on top, but that could have just been getting them the mana they need. I wonder if just going off turn 3 is like a good strategy, because no opponents really had anything scary before then. So I double cycle. It's a lot of Street Wraiths. Deadshot Minotaur. Don't necessarily. I think I'm just gonna play Chromatic Star and pass here. Although, you know what? Now's the time to play land grant. Because I am going to use all of my mana. Play this forest and just not commit anything to the board, I think. Yeah. End of turn Brainstorm. I mean, we can probably go off next turn. They've seen our hand, so they know we're kind of scary. Gurmag Angler holding up 1 mana. Well, this is the turn for it. They probably have 1 Dispel, would be my guess. So I have a bunch of Red Blast that I just wish I did not have in my deck, but such is life. There's the first Songs of the Damned. So we just need to find 1 Red Blast. And I'm just cycling these so I can hit more cyclers, like this guy. Tinderwall, cycle Street Wraith in case I hit another Deadshot Minotaur. Cabal Ritual is pretty good. Another Draina Stinger. So let's go Tinderwall, Tinderwall. And we're going to use Colorless to play Chromatic Star. Sack this for double red. We're going to add black. We actually kind of need to hit like a Manamorphose or something. They might dispel Cabal Ritual, and that actually would really limit our mana. I think it's worth going for here. Sack Tinderwall, we're going to cycle a Carabid, because I have 3 Red Blast in my deck. Alright, goodbye Cabal Ritual. Cycle another Carabid. That hurts. And I'm going to play Geothermal Crevice, because I want to cycle Baron more. Yeah, Dispel... I mean, losing Cabal Ritual instead of Songs of the Damned isn't that bad. If I had hit a Red Blast or Manamorphose or something, we could have gotten there. But now they have mana untapped, and that's where things get scary. But they only have 1 counterspell again, so... Well, I guess they could have double Dispel, but... Another Angler Whiff? Augur Bolas Whiff? Right? The revealed cards are just lands, yeah. Alright, deck. Manamorphose. Geothermal Crevice. I'm gonna cycle this guy. Secondary Songs. Alright. Play this past turn. I'm only taking 6 currently, and our draws have just been really awkward. Yeah. Yep. Oh, if they let it be, that might be really good. They're not gonna do it? Okay. I'm gonna cycle this. They might do it now. They don't. Okay. Well, this might just work. Let's go Swamp, Songs of the Damned. That resolved. Uh-oh. Maybe they're playing smart. Cycle Baron more. Yes! Okay, we can do this actually. I can play another Songs of the Damned. Reaping the Graves, targeting Stinger. The problem is my storm count's super low. Stinger, Carabid. So they crack it now. Then I Reaping the Graves in response. Being Stinger. What if I just cast 3 Street Wraiths? How big is Carabid? He's a 4/4. So here's the question. What's more likely to go off here? I can just cast 3 Street Wraiths. That actually seems kind of more likely to win me the game. I wish I had gotten a Carabid, or I had not gotten a Carabid, or a Stinger and gotten a Carabid instead, because the double blocks will be better. So they get rid of everything. Although I could cycle into another Reaping the Graves, but I think just casting Draina Stinger is better. I don't get any creatures back. And because I want to play on Edicts, we're actually going to cast the Stinger first. Then play a Street Wraith. Snuff out that. Okay. Play another Street Wraith. Play another Street Wraith. It's our best shot. It's not great, but it's weird they kept Snuff Out in, but maybe they have nothing better, you know? Sometimes like your sideboard is just overloaded and like Snuff Out did something there. It wasn't a completely dead card. Oh boy. Oh boy. Delver plus Brainstorm. I think I'm just dead. Well, I guess we'll see what I was going to draw, because I could have gotten 4 cards deeper. I would have needed to hit another Reaping the Graves, like right there. Okay. Well, sometimes you just die. They get back Brainstorm. Okay, so yeah, they're going to just kill me next turn. They should attack with the Angler, I think. You know, I actually could have beaten 1 Delver flip, but not both. That's kind of funny, actually. And by funny, I mean very unfortunate. Attack with 1 Street Wraith. So these flip. If they only flip 1 though. Brainstorm. Alright, we're dead. Game 3. They had Dispel for my Red Blasts. I think the crevices are just kind of, I don't know, weird on the play. I'd rather just go off quickly. And they have Relic. Can I beat it? I mean, they could just mulligan to Relic, so I think I do want 2 Dissenter's Deliverance. Maybe just instead of this Cabal Ritual. We're figuring out the sideboard together. We're going to run it like that. Alright, let's go first. Alright. I have a Deliverance, I have a Red Blast, and 2 lands. Unfortunately, I don't have Land Grant, so I have more dead draws in my deck later on, but It's still a land, you know? Do that, go. We're gonna hope they now play turn 1 relic. Delver, okay. So I'm going to cycle this guy. 3 lands. I don't know, maybe we have too many lands in our deck now. Like, it's not impossible that that is the case. Oh god. Alright, well, there are some matchups you're just gonna struggle with. Turn 1 blind flip Delver into Dispel on the... Yeah, that's gonna be tough. I mean, they were gonna flip turn 2, but this is an extra 3 damage plus a Dispel that they're going to just have in hand. There's the Relic, so they get rid of our Deadshot, which I regret. Oh, actually this works. Get rid of my Deliverance. So if they have double Relic plus Dispel and a Delver flip, you know, you can only beat so much. So we're just gonna assume they don't. Tinderwall. I think my opponent still has Snuff Out in their deck, so I'm just gonna wait. I could Tinderwall Red Blast the Insectile Aberration, but it's not that fast of a clock. They get their Swamp. We are gonna cycle Drannith Stinger. There's a Songs of the Damned. I'm just gonna cycle this. If they had another relic, they would have cast it. Drannith Healer. So we're gonna cycle this main phase. Vantasaur, we will also cycle main phase because we want to hit a Black Source for Songs of the Damned. Do I want to get Star countered? I don't see why they would counter it, but maybe they do. Counterspell here? I'm playing poorly because my opponent doesn't actually have to do anything, and they know I'm missing black mana. Oh, but if they only have Dispel, and I draw Metamorphose, we could do it. Come on, deck, Metamorphose! Go. Yeah, countering Star, I mean, it was correct. I should have just waited. If I had waited with the Star, then I could just... I think I could have won that turn. Because unless they counter Star, which seems ridiculous when I'm about to go off. And here's why Metamorphose is a very, very good Magic card. Yeah, I think if I had played better, I could have won this game. Which is an unfortunate thing, but I'm just doing this to showcase the deck, not showcase how good I am at this deck. It's really hard, like any Storm deck, and this is only my second league ever playing this deck, so down to 7. I think at this point I just need to draw a Swamp now. There's the Metamorphose, so let's see if Tinderwall resolves. Okay, Tinderwall resolved. They probably have Snuff Out, so I think we're just kind of resigned to going for it here. So we're gonna do that, and then I'm going to Metamorphose. I can only beat 1 counterspell doing this. Alright. I can work with that. Counter target blue spell. They probably have another counterspell. I should have gone off the previous turn. Yeah, here we die. Dispel. Alright. Yeah, I had the game. Now we need to draw specifically Swamp and let them have nothing, which is not likely. Spreading Seas, I don't care about that. But it draws them a card, so I guess I marginally care. Yeah, they got us. I messed up. If I had waited on Chromatic Star, then they couldn't just jam Counterspell. I mean, we go for it. If I hit like specifically Metamorphose, I guess we can get there. Okay. Give me the goods. Metamorphose, Chromatic Star, Reaping the Graves. GG. That was close. Yeah, I would have had it. Oh well. So we ended up with a losing record due to actually quite a few misplays on my part, which is unfortunate. Trying to remember. This one was just unbeatable. Psychic Viking, I'm trying to remember what happened. You can watch the games and know, but I'm just trying to do a recap now of what I liked about the deck, what I didn't like. It felt like it had game against everything that was not Relic of Progenitus. So Dissenter's Deliverance, I think I would just side in kind of precautionarily because you can cycle it when it's not good. So I liked that. The Red Blasts felt pretty good. Delvers was a tough matchup, and I think just inexperience in dealing with sideboarded cards is what kind of caused me to lose there. The main deck, like when I was going off, felt very consistent. I don't think I really fizzled ever when I was just like, can you go off without any interaction? Which is why we were so good against mono red. So I think this build is close. I honestly might just cut a land. I ended up flooding way more times than I'm comfortable with, so I think 10 land might be the optimal amount for that. And then the other thing is Monstrous Carabid and Horror of the Broken Lands were really awkward cycling early. I don't know if there's a solution because there's only one creature that cycles for green and it's Deadshot Minotaur. So I don't know, you could cut a forest for a swamp. Or I guess effectively just cut forest out of this deck is one option. Because we were short on black mana pretty consistently. So yeah, maybe cutting a forest for a swamp is where you want to be. And then just learning the sideboard matchups, because it felt doable. None of those games felt like I was going to just lose, except the person with main deck Nihil Spellbombs. That one felt pretty rough. The rest felt doable. I think we can do this. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.